Beneath your feet lie the bones of giants. 5 empires. Together, they controlled over 60% of humanity. Their decisions shaped the world you live in today. Their innovations built modern civilization. Their mistakes nearly destroyed it. But here's what history books won't tell you. These empires didn't just rise and fall. They were murdered, betrayed, consumed from within. And the patterns that killed them are happening right now. Asterisk 550 BCE. A revelation that would change warfare forever. Cyrus the Great didn't just conquer, he invented a new kind of power. While other kings burned cities, Cyrus did something unprecedented. He let conquered peoples keep their religions, their languages, their identities. The first human rights charter in history, carved in stone, the Persian postal system moved messages 1,600 miles in 7 days. In an age when information traveled at the speed of a horse, this was the internet. But here's the shocking truth. Persia's greatest weapon wasn't military. It was cultural. 23 different nations, 44% of the human population, united not by force, but by an idea. Tolerance pays better than tyranny. Then came Alexander, 330 BCE. Persepolis burned for 5 months. The world's greatest library, containing secrets we'll never recover, turned to ash. But Persia's real legacy, it taught future empires a dark lesson. Tolerance has limits. Asterisk 27 BCE, a republic dies, an empire is born, and the Mediterranean becomes a Roman lake. Rome didn't just conquer territory, it conquered time itself. Roman concrete, still standing after 2,000 years. Modern concrete, crumbles in 50. They knew something we forgot. 50,000 miles of stone roads, so precisely engineered, some are still used today. This wasn't infrastructure, this was empire as operating system. But here's what makes Rome terrifying. They industrialized warfare. The legion, 27 military innovations that wouldn't be matched for 1,500 years. Professional soldiers, standardized training, surgical precision in mass violence. At its height, Rome controlled 70 million people, 1/5 of humanity, for 500 years. Then came the secret that killed Rome. Success breeds corruption. The army that built the empire began auctioning it to the highest bidder. In 193 CE, the Praetorian Guard literally sold the throne. 26 emperors in 50 years. Most murdered. Rome didn't fall to barbarians. It committed suicide. 1206. A man born holding a blood clot in his fist would conquer more territory than Rome in half the time. Genghis Khan. The name still means fear, for good reason. In 25 years, the Mongols conquered 12 million square miles, 16% of Earth's landmass, from Korea to Hungary, from Siberia to the Persian Gulf. They killed 40 million people, 10% of the global population. But here's the paradox that historians struggle with. The Mongols were also the most meritocratic society of their age. Chinese engineers, Muslim scholars, Christian merchants. Genghis promoted based on ability, not bloodline. Religious freedom was law. Women could own property, divorce, and rule. Kutulu, Genghis's great-great-granddaughter, undefeated wrestling champion, military commander. She chose her own husband after defeating 10,000 suitors in combat. The Pax Mongol. For a century, you could travel from Beijing to Rome with a single passport. The Mongols created the first international law, paper currency, and postal system spanning continents. They connected East and West, and accidentally triggered the Renaissance. Gunpowder, the compass, printing pasta, even the concept of zero. The Mongols were history's most violent messengers. But empires built on conquest die by division. By 1368, the storm had scattered. The Mongol legacy. They proved that the greatest empire isn't the biggest, it's the most adaptable. Asterisk May 29th, 1453. The Middle Ages end with a sound. The Ottomans had brought the impossible. Cannons so massive they required 60 oxen and 200 men to move. Constantinople, unconquered for 1,100 years, fell in 53 days. Rome's final echo, silenced. But Mehmed the Conqueror did something unexpected. He preserved the city, protected its scholars. The Ottoman Empire would become something neither east nor west, both and neither. The Ottomans ruled for 6 centuries, longer than Rome, across 3 continents, 35 million people at its peak. Christians, Jews, Muslims, Greeks, Armenians, Arabs. The empire didn't demand conversion. It demanded taxes and loyalty. The millet system. Each religious community governed itself. Revolutionary tolerance. With the dark side, the Christian boys, taken as tribute, converted, trained as Islam's most elite warriors. They became so powerful they overthrew sultans. The empire's greatest weapon became its greatest threat. While Europe burned witches, Ottoman surgeons performed cataract surgery. Their astronomers mapped stars. Their engineers built earthquake-resistant mosques standing today. The Ottoman Renaissance happened. We just don't teach it. 1922. The last Islamic caliphate dies at Gallipoli. The empire that bridged continents, torn apart by nationalism. The very idea it had held at bay for 600 years. 1920. One empire controls 412 million people, 23% of humanity, 13 million square miles. So vast, sunset never came. The British Empire, built on a question. What if conquest became commerce? Britain didn't just conquer, it industrialized imperialism. The East India Company, a corporation with its own army, capitalism armed with cannons. At its peak, the company controlled 50 million Indians with a private army of 260,000. A business that ruled a subcontinent. The British connected the world. 40,000 miles of railway in India alone. Underwater cables linking continents. English became the global language, not through culture, but through cables. But every empire extracts a price. The Bengal famine of 1943. 3 million dead while grain was exported. Resources flowed one direction. Wealth lives dignity. The empire that connected the world also carved it into pieces, still bleeding. 1947. Partition. 1 million dead in months. Borders drawn in 6 weeks by a man who'd never been to India. The empire's final gift. Division. By 1997, the sun finally set, but the shadows remain. Modern borders, global trade. The English you're hearing right now. Empire doesn't end. It echoes. Asterisk 5 empires. Different continents, different centuries, same pattern. They all expanded until they couldn't. They all believed their own mythology. They all fell from within before they fell from without. Persia, tolerance without identity. Rome, strength without renewal. The Mongols' conquest without consolidation. Ottomans' tradition against modernity. Britain, extraction without sustainability. The question isn't whether empires will rise again. They already have. Different names, same hunger. The question is, will we learn from the bones beneath our feet? Asterisk empires are temporary, but the people who survive them, we're still here. 5 empires, 40 million square miles, 5,000 years of power, all reduced to ruins and lessons. But perhaps that's the point. Empires rise to teach us what not to become. They fall to remind us, nothing, no matter how powerful, lasts forever, except the stories. The stories survive, and they're warning us. Every empire believes it's different. None of them were.